While producing my products of work, I used a lot of equipment in order to reach the standard of work that I did. In the research and planning, you can see a detailed list of what I use, such as what camera and what tripod. I also used lots of different types of software, such as Final Cut, Photoshop, InDesign, iMovie, WordPress, YouTube, Poldaddy, Prezi. I used all of these on my laptop and my phone. The great thing about all these pieces of software is that they are accessible from any device, which means they are reachable from anywhere you are. Being online and using things such as Poldaddy meant I could get more audience feedback in a shorter amount of time. It could also be feedback from all around the world due to there being no internet boundaries between countries. This is how I use Photoshop on my laptop. Having Photoshop on my laptop meant that I could edit my photos wherever I was. I can open any photo on my laptop, such as this one that features on the Digipack. First thing I do is duplicate the layer, just in case of mistakes. You can blur or sharpen any part of the image. Using the zoom tool to zoom into the eyes, you can sharpen them. This brings definition to the eyes and eye contact, which is really important. You can change brush sizes or hardness as well to get a more natural look. Using the cutout tool, you can take away parts of the background. This is the quick selection tool, which means it just grabs the consistency of the one colour. By pressing the delete button, that then leaves, and then you're left with this. Photoshop has been a real useful tool for my images, for my Digipack and my music advert. The imagery is very important because that's the first thing you see, especially in my genre where strong images are really important. In Photoshop you can also edit colour, vibrance and saturation of the photos, as among just a few. I use all of these in my images to give more vibrance to the purples. Another good piece of software was InDesign. Using InDesign, I could make the page as big or small as I want, perfect columns to fit the Digipack. I can place images in perfect squares. I can add text and change the colours, size, spacing, all kinds of things. Overall, InDesign was really helpful because it meant I could get an accurate finish on my design, and I could change the text, such as making it circular. As you can see, it's done here on my Digipack. Final Cut was by far the most helpful software when producing my music video. I could do all kinds of things, such as mask the big slab of concrete in the middle of the field, like you can see I've done here. I could change the scale of the image, moving it left, right, up and down. This way it meant that I can position the artist's face right in the middle if I didn't get the grid quite right. Due to also doing handheld shots, there's a stabilizing tool on this, which meant that if a shot was too wobbly, it would stabilize it and make sure that the shot was smooth. It also has an opacity bar, which meant that I could change the opacity of the overlaying image like I've done here. Obviously, colour change is a huge part in my genre, and changing the tones of the images was really important. That's why on Final Cut I used the colour grading tool to change the colours of each shot. By showing you the numbers, it meant I could write down each individual number and make sure that each colour was the exact same on every shot. Due to my song being a slow and fast-tempoed song, I found the slow and fast tool very effective when trying to change the speed of my shots to suit the cut of music. So to produce my work on. It's very easy to work around and easy to add your videos in. As you can see, this is my front cover of my blog. If you just go down here, you can customize the page really easily and change where you want things in like 2 buttons. It's also really easy to edit the page. All you have to do is press edit down here and it takes you straight to the page where you can edit your words. Once you've changed what you wanted, all you have to do is press the update or preview so you can see what it looked like on someone's screen. I think I have used these pieces of software very efficiently to produce the most professional piece of work I could at this time. If I was to use these again, I would think I'd be able to expand my work due to now knowing the ins and outs of the software better. When trying to work out how to use the software, the most helpful bit of information that I got was from YouTube. Simply Googling what I wanted to know into YouTube brought up videos that I could watch and therefore knew how to use the software. Using gadgets such as my SD card reader meant I could transfer my videos and images onto my laptop to edit easily and efficiently. I also appreciated having the privilege of using my phone to play the music while filming. This meant that the music was loud enough and also very easy to move around.